What's up, my friends? My name is Maddix.
My name is Ryan O'Donnell.
And we know that as a business owner, there's really one thing that you want. You want to make more money. Now, why that's because you want to have more freedom, you want to be able to impact more people, provide more solutions to your clients. I don't know why that is, but I know at the end of the day, that's what we're all looking for. We want to make more money. And that's what Brian Moncada helped us do. In fact, we started a business 33 days ago. I'm 18 years old, he's 20 years old. And in the past 33 days, we've done over $1 million, generated over $1 million with insanely high profit margin. And I would tell you guys that Brian Moncada was an integral part of us being able to do
It's not even funny how much Brian's made. Like, not even a joke. Like, before this, I've done Facebook ads for the past 3 years. I've generated millions and millions of dollars through Facebook ads. And like, we didn't even really consider YouTube ads, which wasn't a priority at the time. But having decided to pull that trigger and actually do it, we've had way more consistency, predictability, because like, anyone who's running Facebook ads knows all of a sudden your ads get turned off. All of a sudden the credit card doesn't work and then they get turned off and everything gets messed up. It's provided us an insane amount of predictability and way more profit margin, honestly, because with Facebook, you just never know at the end of the day. And it's hard to scale. And like, there's so many problems you run into. And if you've ran Facebook ads, you know how much of a nightmare and a headache it is. And with YouTube, it's been 100% seamless. It's been our most consistent, predictable way of generating revenue, where it's the same every single day. And it's been continuing to grow super well. Whereas with Facebook, it's up and down spikes all the time. And it's, as a business owner, it's stressful to me.
Yeah, I know at the beginning, like as business partners, I approached Ryan. I was like, Ryan, although I trust Brian Moncada, we've been friends on him for a really long time. I was like, I don't know if this is the best decision right now, purely because we have our capital tied up in so many different places. And it wasn't that I didn't think it would work. I knew Brian Moncada was a master. I'd seen his testimonials, I'd seen his results, but I was just kind of like, didn't want to pull the triggers. I was like, listen, I just don't know if it's the right time right now. But looking back, because we made that decision, because we did what all great people do, and that's make a decision they know is going to move their business forward, looking back, we would have lost tens of thousands of dollars, not a month, but a day if we didn't work with Brian Moncada. So like back then, I didn't know if it was the right time, but in fact, if we would have done that, I don't know how many more people wouldn't have reached. And what's so cool about YouTube as well, like Facebook in the day, your friends are on Facebook, but in the day, your customers are on YouTube. And on Facebook, people are always so annoyed because you're popping up and they just want to see cat videos on there. But on YouTube, people go to YouTube because they're searching for the solutions to the problems they have that you as a business owner offer. They're literally coming to you saying, I need a solution for this. And you can pop up and say, hey, that's exactly what I do. And what's been so cool about YouTube is not only like as on Facebook, we reach a lot of people, but on YouTube, we've gotten raving fans that don't just buy it once, but they buy it multiple times.
And honestly, one of the things with YouTube that we never would have expected is how much it increased the brand. You see, with Facebook, no matter how much money we spend, I never really hear people talking about it.
That's so true.
Literally within a month of doing YouTube ads, right, and spending the same amount we were doing on Facebook, I've had countless people say, hey, I saw your ads. Hey, I saw your ads. Hey, I saw the ads. This is unbelievable. Is this as good as it really is? Like, there's so many people that know about our brand because of YouTube ads, and I don't know why, but people remember YouTube ads. Facebook, they're scrolling. They don't even really remember it. It's just another one of their million things in their feed. But with YouTube ads, they remember your brand, and it's been dramatically helpful to us and really cool to actually
You can talk about what happened in Uber.
Yeah, I was literally in the Uber, on an Uber the other day, actually yesterday, and the driver was telling me how he's been seeing all these ads on YouTube lately. I'm like, oh yeah, what are the ads about? He's like, I've been seeing this one ad, and it was for our product that we were advertising at the time. That like never ever happens. Just some random guy in Uber because we're running YouTube ads.
So guys, I know you're probably considering, should I do this? Don't consider it, do it. Like guys, I've met people who are really good at what they do. I've sat down with Arnold Schwarzenegger, Sylvester Stallone. I've seen the way they talk about acting. They're masters, right? I look at the way Arnold Schwarzenegger talks about bodybuilding. I've been in his house literally at his feet. He's in like his little throwing thing, smoking a cigar, and I'm literally on my knee like drilling him with questions. I've seen the way he talks about being a bodybuilder. That's mastery. Brian Moncada is the exact same way with YouTube. I've done a lot for my brand. I've done a lot to make money. Ryan's done a lot. He goes $50 million online. The list goes on. But working with Brian Moncada was one of the best decisions we've ever made.
Here's one of the other things too. With Facebook ads, again, there's always these fires you're just putting out. It's always this headache. And I was afraid with YouTube, there's going to be twice as many fires and twice as much headache. But since starting with Brian, literally, he's done everything for us. We haven't stressed once. We haven't had to put out a single fire. It hasn't broke once. It's been consistent and predictable. And I never could have expected that would happen in all my years of buying Facebook ads. YouTube ads is 1,000 times better than Facebook ads. It's unbelievably less stressful. And going with Brian was the best decision we ever made as a company. And without Brian, there's no chance we would have done $1 million our first month.
Wouldn't have happened.
It just wouldn't have happened.
On track to do 20 million, not to mention impact 1,000 plus people who bought our product for over $1,000. I know I told you guys to do it, but I'm gonna say on the flip side, don't do it if you don't want more customers. Like literally, I had my barber telling me he was trying to buy our product because he saw our YouTube ads. Like if you don't want more customers, if you don't want your brand to grow, I'm dead serious. Do not work with Brian Moncada. But if that's what you're looking for, if you know the power of the game of YouTube and you want to play that game, well, if YouTube is a game, then Brian Moncada has the cheat codes.